Jumps in skating are divided into two categories: toe pick jumps and edge jumps.
The name of the game is edges. It defines all our skating moves. It defines all the takeoffs, all the landings. There are two specific edges. There's an outside edge and inside edge on a blade. And they are manipulated by the skater to create all the forces and angles that they use.
First, let's look at the Lutz. This jump has a backward entry. Next, watch the blade of the left skate that has both an inside and outside edge. Notice her leg is bent outward, indicating she is gliding on the outside edge, the defining characteristic of the Lutz. Next, she forcefully plants the right toe into the ice, vaulting her into the air. She uses the force generated to rotate 3 times, hence a triple Lutz. In contrast to the Lutz, an axel takes a forward entry, but instead of using the toe pick, the skater swings his right foot forward and takes off from the inside edge of his left skate. Notice he rotates 2.5 times in the air, a beautiful high double axel.
The power of the blade against the ice is what creates this enormous inertia catapulting into the air.
No one can brag of a 100% success rate on any jump, and it takes thousands of attempts to learn to be proficient at each one.
Okay, Brandi, we're going to put this on.
Coaches have different methods to shorten the tremendous learning curve.
This is called the pole. Remember, we still need as much rotation as you can get, okay? So you want to stay in the whole time. Yep, triple loop.
13-year-old Brandi Sandoval is attempting her first triple loop, an edge jump that requires 3 rotations in the air.
Okay, not bad. It takes so many attempts, you know, thousands and thousands of attempts to get a new triple, that I think this just gives them a little more confidence earlier on so that they get that feeling, so that they know what it feels like to land a new triple, and hopefully it helps them get it quicker then. So that was about 5 minutes more of work, and she got to hit 1 good triple loop.
It gives me a lot more confidence on it, because when you're first trying a new triple, you don't know where you're going to be, so you usually expect that you're going to fall really hard, and on this, you feel like he can assist your landing so you don't go splat at the end.
Every jump is learned by trial and error, and few know the secret to a successful triple or quadruple jump. But that hasn't stopped scientists from the U.S. Olympic Committee from trying to find out.
Everybody, go focus on Tim Gable. He just did a quad.
Dr. Sarah Smith and her crew have dedicated their lives to hunting for the perfect jump. These scientists can be found up in the stands at practices and skating events, shooting with their digital video cameras.
Oh, he almost made it.
All the jumps are taken back to the U.S. Olympic Committee Sports Science Laboratory in Colorado Springs. Dr. Deborah King has found a triple jump of champion Michelle Kwan's that is worthy of analysis.
This is her triple flip right here. And then this jump is going to be digitized and taken to the computer. What we do is manually go in and visually pick each point on the body. Each point would be a joint. And when we do that, the computer stores that information, and then it can go back and make a 3-dimensional model of the jump. We're looking for vertical velocity, how she generates that velocity. We also look at angular momentum, how that's generated, and then we look at things like jump height, jump length, rotation speed, and we give all that information back to coaches to help them teach other athletes.
If you get enough speed through those steps, it'll make it a lot easier for the triple flip, triple toe. I use biomechanical feedback. You have to generate a certain amount of force in order to propel your body a certain distance and height up off the ice, and that is coupled with speed and power, and you have to have the right amount of muscular strength. That's terminology that I can relate to the athlete.
Audrey Weisiger coaches Olympian Michael Weiss, who won a national title in 1999, but is always looking to gain an edge, especially when it comes to the elusive quadruple jump, where the skater rotates 4 times before landing.
Initially, the quad was a jump that was almost unattainable for some people, and it was something that was so great and grand that few athletes tried it. And I think within the last 10 years or so, there were a few athletes that wanted to push the envelope and really try to push the sport to a new level. And I think the media and the public really got excited about it because it made you look at men's figure skating in a different light. A lot of the public looked at it as more of an art, and now they look at it as a very athletic type event. They realize that it's very physically demanding and it's very athletically challenging in order to be a men's Olympic level figure skater.
Michael is able to bench press almost twice his body weight, as he finds upper body strength is critical to gain power and speed when entering a jump.
You know, my philosophy has always been, if you're a stronger athlete, you're going to be stronger at your individual sport, and it's held true to my skating.
The heart rate that these athletes are sustaining are between 190 to 220 beats per minute over a 4-minute period of time. This literally equates to the Olympic medalist in the 1500 speed skating event.
Keep your crossing over blade firmly anchored in the ice. Now you start pulling up a little bit on it and get down knee to knee on each push.
Michael, like Naomi, is 1 week from the first competition of the season, but his first competition takes place in Colorado Springs, 1 mile above sea level. At that altitude, the thin air starves muscles of oxygen, making a demanding routine even more difficult.
I think because it's a program that's going to be done at altitude in Colorado Springs, the key element is going to be having a lot of energy throughout your program. There's going to be guys who are going to do all 8 triple jumps and the quad, but I think the difference is going to be energy. I think that's going to probably separate number 1 from number 2.
Every elite skater has to stay exceedingly limber, not only to appear fluid and graceful on the ice, but also to avoid injury. 14-year-old Naomi Nari Nam stretches in a program called Pilates, where she stretches while working against resistance to tone muscles and improve coordination.
So, extend the legs, 1, lower the heels, 2, lift, 3, return, 4. Now, elongate yourself so you have one long, stretched piece of beautiful body. Good.
Pilates is the lengthening of muscles. It's not really to buffen you up or anything. It's just to lengthen and strengthen your muscles by stretching them at the same time, so you won't have big, bulky muscles or anything.
And stop. Good. Reach the leg around and down.
Naomi works to maintain her flexibility many times a day, starting immediately after breakfast.
You have to stay flexible all the time, and you have to stretch all the time to stay flexible, so. Yeah, ready.
After stretching, Naomi's mother takes her to the rink for her first of 3 skating sessions a day. This is the routine 6 days of the week as she prepares for 3 more years of junior and senior events that lead to the Olympics.
On the Discovery Channel.
Michael Weiss is only a few days from Skate America, the first competition of the season. Training has been almost non-stop, but when he gets a few minutes of free time, he enjoys playing with his daughter, Annie Mae.
Although skating is very important, there are other things in life that are just so much more important. And I realize that when I get off the ice, whether I landed my quad, came in first, or came in 10th, this girl completely depends on me. And she doesn't know the difference. She still gives me a smile when I come off the ice, and that's very reassuring for me.
After Annie Mae was born, Michael skated his best ever, winning the gold at U.S. Nationals. Michael is hoping to pick up where he left off, but the competition will be even stronger at this year's Skate America event in Colorado Springs. He will compete against world-class skaters that include Canadian Elvis Stoico and American Tim Gable, who is planning a record-breaking 3 quadruple jumps in one program. Michael Weiss will also have to compete against one of his biggest rivals, 2-time world champion Alexei Yagudin. While Michael Weiss relies heavily on physical training, Alexei concentrates mostly on the mental aspects of competing.
It's not so hard to prepare myself, like from physical, to do jumps and spins, because it's like I was doing that for all my life and I feel great, but emotions, it's like another side of this job.
Sometimes I don't love it anymore, just I want to quit and just forget about figure skating, but it's like part of my life right now, so I can't do that.
After winning his world title in 1998, Alexei moved from Russia to New Jersey to train in more favorable conditions and to work with a famous coach named Tatiana Tarasova, a Russian coach who also chose to move to the United States. With every competition comes a new set of distractions. Alexei is recovering from an ankle injury, and his skates are a source of incredible discomfort. Michael Weiss has his share of distractions as well. He has a sinus infection, a stress fracture in his left ankle, and his wife Lisa is due to deliver a new son, 8 days before the Skate America competition. Naomi is adjusting to the distractions of her newfound spotlight, where private conversations are fewer and farther between. Yet the experienced coach helps the skater deal with the distractions and keeps them focused on the task at hand.
Still. Left arm up. That's right, still. Just hold that absolutely still. Hold it absolutely still. On the heel. On the heel. Should not be moving at all. Not move anything. Be absolutely still. Absolutely still. Right on that heel. Don't move anything. Don't move anything. Still, still, still. Don't move anything. Don't move anything. Still on the heel. Still, 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 still. You're still going. Hold it still. Still, still, still. And, all right, to the stop.
Лёш, хороший, ты чё не группируешься?
Push out. Down, down, down.
Ты чуть-чуть не доделал. Энергетика вот откуда. А ты чуть-чуть не доделал.
Just the turns, please, on beat. And the fine, that's fine.
And you want that to be as dramatic as humanly possible.
Hey, I told you not to do that. But do as I tell you.
I think his strictness is the best. I think that suits me really well with my skating. And we kind of make a team.
Flip was better. Did you pick it up early again?
Yeah.
Задержечкой не спеши, в правую взял.
She's like a mother for me. Sometimes I'm feeling terrible during the practice. I want to go home just to lay in the bed watching a movie, but she said, no, you have to skate again, again, again. And then, yeah, it was better result of that.
If you give yourself a little bit more time out of the flying reverse stick, then I think it'll actually make the double axel more comfortable musically.
I was 9 years old when I first got out on the ice, and I'm now 23, so we've been together for a while.
The elements are there. Michael's been landing triple combos and quadruples since he was 16 years old. It's putting it all together with the artistic performance.
Really, the lean. Let's get the lean. Let's get the lean. Your power now. Start the power. And axel, and 1, 2, 3, and.
Good. Sometimes your weight's right between your feet, and it should be, yeah, more of an Elvis leg. Elvis, the singer. Not